Welcome to Night Kids Podcast this Tuesday, May 17th, 2022, where we talk about everything under the stars. I am joined by Yanonick,
What's happening,
Prof-
everyone?
Professor Daxter,
Well,
and Rainbowkisses. What's going on, guys?
Having a
oh,
fantastic day.
another day.
Oh, yeah, me too. It's been a good week. May 15th was a good day.
What
Does
happened
anybody
May
know why?
15th?
No.
It's the start of the week.
No.
No, that was Sunday.
Kendrick Lamar finally released his album.
Oh, right. It was
So
last
now
week
I
Friday.
Now I can die happy.
Was it good? I haven't heard it yet.
I've listened
It's
to it
fantastic.
way too many times already. Way too many.
I'm pretty sure Eminem said that he was the one of the goats, which is pretty impressive for like a goat to call somebody else a goat.
Wait, switched around.
So,
Yeah, no.
you're saying Eminem called
Kendrick Lamar
Kendrick
a goat.
a goat? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
Which is like one of the best feelings that you can have is
To
like
be
somebody.
acknowledged a goat by a
by
goat.
the
Yeah, it's
goat.
pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'd be
Did
pretty
you?
happy about that.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, well,
Actually, speaking of Eminem, I actually have something that I thought was funny. Do you guys know April Samurai?
No, the name sounds familiar.
He's on Twitter. He's a Sonic. He plays Sonic on Twitch and stuff. Trying to find it. He responded on Twitter to somebody else. So the original poster is not Samurai. However, somebody said Eminem's music lacks substance. Music is supposed to have cultural significance, rapping about intricate ways of murdering parents, siblings, cats, and dogs while high on opioids ain't it. And then so me and him had like a discussion back and forth because his original response was music doesn't always have to have cultural significance. Sometimes it is just what it is. Also, a lot of M songs where he speaks on his life and struggles has plenty of substance, like maybe actually listening to him instead of just saying, ish. And imagine people. I said, imagine people comparing 2000 Eminem to today's Eminem, the original poster, not you. The original poster is talking about a man who helped shape the culture of hip hop and has changed and grown with it. And then we basically just went down a rabbit hole of like how ridiculous it is to call Eminem not part of the culture.
I'm shocked that that's even. See, here's what I think
I
is
can talk
happening.
about the man that talked about the FCC that won't let him be.
Bars. Yeah, like I don't understand why that's even a topic, because if you think about it, one, a lot of rappers use Eminem as a reference, as a point of where they want to be, where like goals, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, if you didn't come from that era, if you didn't wasn't, what, how, obviously that person didn't listen. They listened to, I guess, parts of Eminem and said, this is, if this is what Eminem is, I'm done with it. But it's a story he's building. He's telling you his life.
And plus,
Well-
like if every goat that's been on a track with him is like, yo,
Yeah.
I had Eminem on my track and I knew I had to go hard. It's settled, bro. Like there's
literally
nothing.
literally the last thing that I said about the comment was I was like, imagine talking bad about somebody whenever like the only people that talk bad about Eminem in the culture are the people that aren't even at the table. like
Right, exactly.
Lil Wayne, Kendrick, Hobson, Futuristic, all like anybody that like makes hip hop like, says that Eminem's one of the greatest of all time. So
100. Well, enough about Eminem and hip hop and Kendrick Lamar's excellent album. If you guys haven't listened to it, please go listen to it. It'll change your life. This week we have 7 topics that we're gonna go over. Yeah, quite a bit.
That's
Let's see
that's
if
a
we
lot.
can. Yeah, see if we can push through this in the next hour and 15 minutes. Any topics that you guys are interested in getting to first?
She-Hulk.
Oh.
All right, so we just gonna go in with a bang. Yeah, so She-Hulk trailer dropped. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up and y'all tell me what you
It's
guys
gonna
are
be on Disney
expecting.
Plus, right? It's gonna
Oh,
be on Disney Plus.
100%.
It's a show, right? It's a show, not a movie.
It is a show. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, I'm pumped for this.
So excited.
She's like a lawyer, right? So she's a lawyer during the day and then a bodyguard crime fighter at night, is the way I understand it.
I
Because it's
feel like
supposed to be.
wasn't there a She-Hulk cartoon where it was like the same premise?
I believe so. It's been so long. She-Hulk cartoon.
Here
I don't know
it
about the
is.
cartoon, but I'm pretty sure it's like a crime drama, or it's a crime like courthouse drama.
So this comes from Gizmodo.com by Sabina Graves. Tatiana Maslany is She-Hulk, attorney at law in new trailer. Finally, we have our first full look at She-Hulk Attorney at Law, starring Tatiana Maslany. I'm butchering her name as attorney Jennifer Walters, cousin to Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo, who also becomes very green and tall when she's angry. The Marvel Studios and Disney Plus comedy chronicles her journey to manage her She-Hulk powers while also taking on superhuman-oriented legal cases and dating, according to this new trailer. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Give you guys a second to catch up.
So, why is she
Being a superhero
have like radio
is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
I don't know.
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends. Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency. A demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Cause you didn't ask for this, but you still gotta deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just
I love
existing. Oh. Bruce, kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no.
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where She-Hulk is?
Jen, you're a story now.
Girl, your ass looks crazy right now. You could be an Avenger.
Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason. Is there anything more
Kick-Ass, or
depressing
am I
than
tripping?
dating in your 30s?
Yeah, this is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh,
Should we split some fries?
let's get those to go.
Oh my god. All right, so they probably didn't hear anything you guys were saying because the trailer was so loud.
Did she just destroy that courtroom?
She destroyed something. I don't know if it was a courtroom.
I'm pretty sure it was his courtroom.
Oh, come on.
Yo,
But yeah, in the trailer we see Walters being tasked with that very specific niche at work, probably due to her family Avengers connection, all while also grappling with her own set of powers and needing her cousin's help. You can already tell that Maslany and Ruffalo are going to be a riot together. When Bruce tells Jennifer to channel anger and fear to transform, she retorts that that's like the baseline for any woman just existing. Clever and very real. Yeah, yeah.
I don't like the design. Am I alone in that? Like, I
The
didn't like
design?
her Hulk design. I didn't like it. Am I alone?
Hmm.
I can't say I feel that.
Yeah,
same.
I feel like it's too early for me to judge on it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, whenever I think of the Hulk or when I see the Hulk, I don't know. Maybe it's just more iconic to me. You know what I mean?
Okay, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I found the clip or found the part where it does look like Kick Ass is in this film. I want y'all to see this picture I'm dropping in the podcast chat. And let me know, does that look like Kick Ass or not? For those of you who are interested in looking at the image, if BTG pulls it up,
Yo,
you
it
know,
does look like.
right?
Was that from the trailer?
That was from the trailer.
It does look like Kick Ass. Oh shoot.
Yo, I love Matt Murdock. It would make sense Matt Murdock's in this though.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
Well, then yeah,
He was in Spider-Man, right?
yeah, that would link the Hulk and Spider Man, and that
yeah,
universe.
all in New York City.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be pretty dope. Now I'm excited for it. August 17th.
It's one of those shows that I'll watch, and I hope that it's good. But I'm not dying to see it, but I want to see it if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's not like what Loki was for me.
Loki
It's
was
definitely-
pretty great.
Yeah,
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 it's
but like I was excited to see Loki. Like I was pumped to see Loki. So
Yeah, I think Loki was one of those things where like you knew it was gonna have a huge impact on the universe. So you're like, oh, I have to see this. I don't know if this will, but we'll see. You know, Marvel does their thing and they do it well. So
I feel like Moon Knight is doing that. Kind of
I haven't seen it
impacting.
yet. I want to see it. I haven't seen
Oh,
it yet.
I
No,
won't
you're
say.
good. You're good. I just letting you know I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
That some recent events in Moon Knight basically are giving us ideas as to who villains are going to be in the MCU and kind of building that backstory. I see what Disney and Marvel is doing. They're doing these shows to kind of give backstory instead of putting out full-length films that are millions of dollars, and instead putting it in a show so that you get an idea of what is to come,
Also,
and building characters.
you can also see what sticks, right? Like show form is not as expensive, so if this doesn't stick, they can rethink of where they're going with it. You know. So
But
yeah, for sure.
Marvel's really good at kind of predicting where the story's going. Not predicting, going this story long path. So you're right; they can switch it up along the way. Because I am concerned about Black Panther 2 with all the devastating and tragic and stuff going on in Black Panther. So I'm curious as to see what they do with the film since so many changes have been made over time.
I think Marvel will do it right. They're very dedicated. I think Disney also plays a part in that, but I think they're very dedicated in making sure that they don't let the community down. I guess. There's only been a few misses. Like I think Eternals was pretty okay at best, but like overall, like the big names, I'm not too worried about. Like Black Panther too much.
Yeah, I feel they're not gonna let those fail.
You know the backlash that Black Panther fails after Chadwick
Chadwick Boseman,
passed.
yeah.
Like also, I think that's why I think Marvel does so much better than DC when it comes to their movies, is because they do the story path rather than throwing in characters and be like, we're gonna tell the story and their story arc at the same time. Good luck, you know what I mean? So,
Right, they build up everybody's stuff through every other movie, every other show. Like,
Smart.
so by the time you get to it, you're like, oh yeah, I understand what's going on.
and the more that I think about it, like the buyout from Disney was so smart for Marvel, right? Because we have
Oh
Disney
yeah,
Plus now. And so, like, imagine if we didn't get like Iron Man 1 through 3 and instead it was turned into a TV show at the time. I think it would have even been more successful. Like, to show their backstory through a television series rather than through like a 2 hour movie frame is so much better. And I think they're going to do so much better with it.
I think so. I'm very
agreed.
pleased and look forward to seeing what they do with it.
Rainbow, you gonna watch She-Hulk?
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, it looked pretty interesting. Um,
I like the Ace Attorney aspect of everything, anyways. So
I
think that
am wondering if you know how like they're doing the whole new generation of, you know, the Avengers and stuff, if she is going to be the replacement for the Hulk, or if, because I mean technically he doesn't have a protege.
No, he
Right.
doesn't.
So
So I mean, it is. This could be the introduction to her being new Avenger.
is She-Hulk part of like the Teen Avengers or the Young Avengers or no?
She was part of the Avengers, but I don't think it's the Young Avengers. I think There's like there was an all women Avengers team, and I remember her being a part of that, and then also I remember her being part of the Spider-Man, She-Hulk, and I think I can't remember, but there was another Avenger team as well.
There's a
There's
bunch of
been a
them.
bunch of
Yeah,
Avenger
there's so
teams.
many of them. Yep.
Hmm.
Well, news topic number 2. Any guesses?
I have to look through them again.
I know I had so many.
Topic number 2. Oh, is it related to the Game Pass?
Oh man, what Game Pass news? Talking about
Pat.
PlayStation's Game Pass news?
Yes.
I skipped over that one. I didn't get that
Oh,
one. It's PlayStation. It's like, nah. I love PlayStation. No, actually this one
The slander.
this one's gonna be about Activision and Blizzard's new diversity game tool.
Oh yeah, this is so weird, dude.
Yeah, let me
You saw that?
pull this one up.
You have to actually show the graph if you can get it. If not, I can get it for you. It's so strange. I mean, every company uses it. Probably it's like it's probably even used on Twitch, but like to see it on paper is just the creepiest thing.
Yeah, so this comes off of Kotaku by Patricia Hernandez. Activision Blizzard's new diversity game tool comes across terribly. Today, Activision Blizzard fulfilled its daily oopsie quota by blogging about how the publisher's subsidiaries have apparently been using a special tool to help develop more diverse characters. It apparently thinks it can accomplish this without, I don't know, actually talking to or hiring marginalized developers. Why rely on pesky, fallible humans when we have powerful data to tell us we've reached enough diversity points to start a new game culture war? Numbers don't lie. I mean, look at this. It's obvious, isn't it? The well designed graph tells all clearly and calmly. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Why do you have point? You have points for ethnicity, culture, sexual orientation, gender identity, body type, ability, and age.
Now, don't get me wrong. Every company probably uses something like this. Like
I'm
this is
sure.
something that this is what corporates use so that they can get an idea of like who to send like communities to or who to like but when it's put out on paper, it's just
It
strange.
it just looks really bad to see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why
'Cause, I
did
mean,
they
yeah.
feel the need to share it? Like who
probably
asked
got
them
leaked.
to?
No, I'm pretty sure it. So there's been an update. Overwatch dev said that they don't use this, but it's all here, right? Like even whenever like an Overwatch dev says that they don't use it, this is too detailed for like there's a whole every character has a graph, like it's crazy.
Really? Every character?
Every character. Yep.
Oh wow. Oh, I see.
But
Let me see if I can. If did they actually show it?
yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah. I have one of the pages. It's the one with Anna.
You have the link.
For the individual photo, or do you mean like the actual tool?
Oh shoot! Here it is.
You see it? It's interesting because this is pretty much how the people, I guess, corporations want to deal with not being on the bad side of, I guess, getting canceled or getting in the news for bad.
Then they
Oh,
should probably keep that stuff to themselves. Like no one needs to know
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
I agree. It's kind of it's so weird. It's like looking at this like, hey, don't make the black character evil because that's not gonna look very good.
We already have black evil characters, so we don't need
Right.
another one. Yeah.
points are subtracted from that.
Yeah, but like I don't know. At the end of the day, like yeah, there should be more diversity in like character choices and all that stuff. But again, you shouldn't have to go to a graph. You can literally go, oh, I see that we don't have any Indian, players, and we should probably make an Indian character or something like that. You don't need a graph to tell you what you have and what you don't have.
It's like,
Is
I don't know. I get it, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, companies do this all the time, even with hiring too. Like, if
They
they're
have
trying
to
to keep,
because of
yeah,
like laws and stuff. Yeah.
right. So it just sucks to see it.
Monkey Punk's right. They don't actually care. They just use it as a bottom dollar.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, well, I guess it worked for them. I don't know if it's gonna work with Overwatch 2, but we'll see.
Overwatch 2 had a 99% drop in viewership, by the way, in less
I
than
mean,
3 days.
Yeah, because
in 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
it kind of makes sense though. I mean, when you're promoting it through like Overwatch League and you're doing the Twitch promo to get the beta code, watch somebody so you can get the beta code. It's the drop off is gonna be there, like just because people
Well,
want to try it.
It was the highest concurrent and the highest drop off within less than 3 days. Like it had the highest viewership gain of like 1.6 million viewers at day one, and then it dropped off to like 99% of that.
Now, I do wonder, like along with those numbers, how many people are playing the beta?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I also think like a lot of people are realizing it's just more Overwatch. It's not like a different game. It's just a big patch.
Yeah, it's just a big patch rework. Because once I got the beta code, I stopped watching it too. I was like, oh, got what I needed. Let
I
me go
literally
try
just
this
watched to
out.
see. I liked Overwatch, but I got bored of it pretty quick, and I was like, "Oh, Overwatch 2, let's see what it's about." And I watched it, and then I realized it's just more Overwatch, so I stopped watching. Like I didn't want to play it.
Something I noticed is when you play with friends, you play games a little bit longer. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, 100.
I think that's what made games like League of Legends and what's the other game that
Dota?
Dota blow up. It's a team based game, and I think that applies to Overwatch. But I don't know. I don't know if your Overwatch is going to. I mean, it's strong in the esports field. It's a really competitive. It's fun to watch, and it's fun to root your team on. So as long as it has an esports presence, I think it'll be fine. It just has a dip right now, and as most of us know, there's always gonna be a dip, but it's always a matter of what happens after. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
I actually made this reference quite a lot, especially whenever like I was climbing to Diamond in League, and I think that in a competitive game, you can't both have fun and win. Like you can't have fun and win at the same time. And a lot of people don't agree with that.
Unless
But
you're
like,
always winning.
well, that's fun for me. So that's the difference. But no, like I have a friend who plays a whole bunch of champions and then gets frustrated because they're not necessarily winning games. And it's because you're not playing to win; you're playing to enjoy yourself, which is fine. But you have to sometimes separate those two things. So, like, I play by myself to win, but I play with friends to have fun. If that makes more sense.
That does make sense. I remember when I used to play a lot of team-based games, and anytime I got yelled at by friends, like we trash talking is something in the gaming community. We trash talking is a part of it, but my goodness, it can be crippling for some of us.
Oh, I'm very toxic when it comes to League, so I had to like mindfully think before I say things. Because I trash talk a lot, and then like luckily the people that I call friends generally know that it's literally in game, and then after the game it's over. But I'm that way with sports too. Like I'm very competitive as a person, so like I'd be like, you need to get your ish together. Like, what are you doing? Like, pay attention. All these things. But like after the game, like I'm back to positive Professor Dexter. So luckily most of them know that.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Y'all got nice friends.
Yeah, it's real
You're
bad.
not gonna talk to me like that in the game, and then be like, we're still friends, right? No, we need a moment.
Nah,
No.
it happens.
Like, no.
For what it's worth, like I wouldn't do that in like game called like Stardew Valley. I do that in competitive games where I want to win. Like I don't do that in every game. It's games that I want to win. Halo, I haven't played Halo competitively in years, but like if I started playing Halo 3 again and started getting competitive with it, there's probably some words that are probably going to escape if like if I'm not winning, so
It's like one of those things too, like if we're playing ranked, I'm like, all right, we're in ranked, so that means let's put our try hard socks on.
yeah.
Don't come in here trying to have fun with me. I'm trying to win. But it is what it is.
Maybe that's the difference for me. I'm just playing to have fun. I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
Well, that's why
let's win, guys. And I'm just like, because the minute you start talking to me sideways, I'm going to immediately start tanking the game. Like, you're not going to be talking to me like that.
That's why they created pubs.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's literally why there's a separation from fun and winning in my mind. Like, because you're not going to be haha in a very competitive game, especially one you've invested in. I think is also a key factor in that. Is, if you've invested time, effort, and sometimes money into something, and you're doing it to get better, that separation is winning is fun at that point, not so much like.
But what if the person is just like not having a good day?
Ooh, that's a terrible combination.
And then you pound on to the like, get your act together. What's wrong with you? Like, it's just making their day even crappier than what it already was.
I don't know if Wonders is in here, but Wonders is the guy that I was talking about, and we've literally left calls mad, and then like an hour later we'll text each other and be like, "Hey, we good?" Like it is what it is.
That's
that's what we do.
That's why you got to find the group of friends that you play serious with, and then the group of friends that you just have fun with.
Absolutely.
All right. News topic number 3: PS5 VRR update. So if y'all don't know what VRR is, it's variable refresh rate. So PS5 got a update for variable refresh rate, and they did some performance tests on it. And pretty much what VRR does is it matches your frame rate with the refresh rate of your screen. So if you have like a 60 hertz or 120 hertz monitor or TV, the frames match up with it to make your gameplay smoother. All of you guys got PS5s?
Yeah, I do. Thanks
I don't. Have you guys tested this out yet?
I haven't turned it on since Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, so well, apparently, like they tested it on Spider-Man, and without the variable refresh rate on, it was running at 40 FPS. With it on, it runs at 46. So you're getting more frames, which means smoother gameplay. You see more data. At some points, it was at 101. So if you got a 120 refresh rate monitor, like that's pretty dope. I'm talking about PC standard type frame rate now.
I have a question then. So
yes,
46 isn't a refresh rate for a monitor. It's what? It's 60,
60 120, 144, 165, and 240.
Yeah. So why are they not matching? I guess it's still stuck to the console issue of it, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's more I guess they're trying to match performance without like messing up the quality of the game, because if the PS5 can't put out that many frames, then it doesn't even matter. But even just to go to 44 to 96 frames per second in Ratchet and Clank, it really doesn't matter. Like if you're getting more frames, it's good, right? But it's about how stable it is at that frame rate.
I was gonna say I don't care about getting 96. I would rather have 60 constant than 96 irregular.
Right. So
but
on this Ratchet,
why do they have like special TVs and stuff for these consoles that got released? Or ones that are set to run a little bit better with the consoles?
Pretty much. That's pretty much how it works. Because when you have your computer monitors and stuff, if you're gaming on your computer monitors, you're trying to get something to like at least at least minimum 60 hertz if your graphics card can push out 60 FPS per second.
I won't play it if it's under 60.
And that's the
Straight
thing,
up.
like it feels so different. Like games feel different at that frame rate. And to have a stable 96 frames, like you're gonna feel the difference for sure.
Yeah.
What is this oh, Call of Duty? 120 steady 120 frames.
Yeah.
Like
That's even hard on PC for what it's worth.
yeah, that's difficult on PC. So the fact that it is doing that is pretty impressive.
I have a 3000 series and I barely hit 144.
Oh, you just gotta turn it down to medium.
No.
For real?
Nah.
You just
Ultra
no,
all day.
you're a graphics snob. He wants to see the best. I'm the same way. Like
I
I'm
didn't
like,
pay
all right,
for one of the best cards in the world for it to run subpar. I'm sorry.
I'll do ultra at 60 FPS. I'm okay
Exactly.
with that.
Uh-huh.
This was the Matrix demo. It's initially it was 24 FPS, which ew.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was bad.
But yeah, I guess
I played that on Series X, and it would do like 35 to 40, and then it would dip down to like 13 in certain areas because I couldn't keep up. Yeah.
but yeah, that's dope. I think that's dope for consoles, and you know that gap is closing even more.
I
I
think
didn't think
anything for people to get video games and play content and to make it easier on developers is a good thing. I hate console wars. I've said it before. I say it again. I hate console wars and I hate diehard fans. Uh, the more people that can get their hands on everything, the better for everybody.
I don't disagree, but we came from an era where some households could only afford one, if that, console. And as much as I would have loved to play cool ass Sonic the Hedge, Sonic, he's about Saturday morning cartoons, Chili Dog, all of that, you know what I mean? And then I got a Super Nintendo, which I'm not upset at all. And my childhood was just based off of that because that's what we could afford. And I would go to my cousin's house and play Sonic and Sega and all of the great games there. But for the most part, I was up all night trying to figure out how do I get to the next level in Mario, or how do I, play Mario Kart better and all of this other stuff. So the console wars really only came from the fact that it's what I have versus what you have. You know what I mean?
right.
Essentially.
Yeah, because me and Crimson did the same thing. You know, Christmas came around, it was like, all right, which console are you gonna ask for so I can ask for the other one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's why LAN became such a big thing, back in the days. Like, hey, I'm gonna bring my Xbox over. Cool, let's play some Halo.
Wasn't that great?
It was some of the best experience, like memories. But I will say, there's nothing better. Like Nintendo dropped the ball when it came to that intro music. Because Sega, man, Sega, so good. Loved it.
That, and I think that's what opted PlayStation's intro, because the intro for the original PlayStation sound was just essentially that without words. It was the oh, I can't
Yeah.
even make the sound, but it's iconic. So the Nintendo's ka-ding sound, it's they change it every time to keep it fresh. If it always stayed the same, it wouldn't work.
I don't know, man. I think Sega could launch a console right now and do the Sega from the Genesis, and I'd be like the like Sonic game. I would be all over it.
What are the
It's one of
titles would you like to see?
I've already said it. Rystar is another one that I've always loved. That's really about it. I really don't care about the rest. I really liked Rystar and I really like Sonic, but Sonic's dropped the ball over the last multiple years. So
We'll see with this new one coming out.
Frontier, yeah, I'm really excited for Frontier.
So, Yan, are you a digital guy or a hard copy guy?
Oh, great question. I'm a collector. And since I'm a collector, I like hard copies. However, I'm also finding myself purchasing, and please, y'all, don't be upset at me. I find myself purchasing double copies of some items sometimes, just because I know it's going to be uh I'm just looking forward. It's a collectible. We are not going to have. I'm learning more and more that these physical things are not going to exist forever, and we are moving into the age of digital, and unfortunately digital stuff really doesn't last forever. Look at what these some of these titles are. We're not able to play some of these old PS3 games or older Xbox games that were only digital. We're not able to see them come up again. So yeah,
Well, you
physical.
might be in luck, man, because news topic number 4, Xbox. You're gonna have to get an Xbox. The
Another
Xbox
W for
patent
Xbox.
sounds cool for people buying games on disc. Anyone buying a digital only Xbox but with a library of disc based games might be in luck. Um, Microsoft have applied for a patent that, while not a perfect solution for every gripe you may have with modern consoles and digital ownership, may nevertheless be a great step forward for anyone who has a catalog of games they own on disc, but have bought or are thinking of buying a digital only console. The patent, first spotted by Game Rant, is called Software Ownership Validation of Optical. This is a long name. Optical disc using secondary device. While it goes into a lot of detail about why it's being applied for and how it works, it basically boils down to users being able to insert a disk into a console that has both a disk drive and an internet connection, using that internet connection to validate the user's ownership of the disk, then allowing the same user to download the digital version of the same game on a second digital only console for free. So you may
That
be
was
able
a
to.
whole lot.
That is a lot.
There's a lot to this patent, but I think this is a great step forward
This is an
for
Xbox patent, right? This isn't like a third party. This is Xbox.
this is Xbox patenting it.
Mm.
So, hopefully, with Microsoft and Xbox, they've gotten into the whole, well, a lot of developers are going into the whole video game preservation type thing, making sure these games are still around for the long haul. But, one day in the future, you may be able to buy a game and still download the digital copy, so you don't mess up your
That's so
disc.
cool. That
I
was the
mean,
biggest.
go ahead.
That was one of the biggest concerns I had, that going into the digital era where we were talking about streaming games, and would you buy the digital copy versus the physical copy, and the digital copy is still the same price as the physical copy, which almost sometimes doesn't make any sense. But if we're thinking about what the developers, anyways, long story short, it does feel as though this is a step in the right direction, because a lot of people have their still physical copies of these games. So
Yeah, and
it's a good investment.
I hope they share this patent too. Like they're like, oh, you know what? Hey, Sony, you can use this too. Because
Ironically, I feel like Microsoft's way more into sharing than Sony is in terms of like even with Game Pass
oh,
and them owning.
everybody knows that. Everybody
Yeah,
knows they've been. I mean, they were pushing the whole crossplay thing, and Sony
yeah.
wasn't having it for a while,
That's
and they
why I
finally
really
gave in.
I really like Xbox right now in general, because it's not so much the games, or it's not so much the exclusives or anything like that. I think Phil Spencer's doing a really good job of really making sure gamers come first, not so much the companies, which is really nice to see for once. So also, I don't collect games, but I do collect consoles. So I'm a console collector.
Do you have all the cables and controllers
Yeah,
and stuff?
I have all the boxes, the original boxes.
Oh wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
I think
they're not in mint condition by any means, but because
I
they're used.
stopped collecting the consoles last generation.
Mm.
Yeah, so I didn't. Wait a minute. Was it
Now
last
I don't get
generation?
I don't ever
This
buy like
generation. I stopped this generation because I'm thinking
I
about it. I'm like, wait a minute. I do have all the consoles from last gen.
I don't have like the special editions, and I don't like I have the PS4 Pro, but I don't have like the original PlayStation 4 or whatever. But like I have one from each generation. So
Right. Like I was a day one collector. Like I didn't go after like the slims and stuff. I did go end up going with the PS4 Pro. but I had the original PS4
That was such
also.
a huge upgrade for the PS4.
Yeah, so that was one of those. I was like, oh, you know what? I have to get this one. But I had a 4K TV. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I got to do it. But yeah, uh, I hope this is something that comes out very soon. Because I do prefer to buy hard copy games, but it's so much easier to have digital, where I can
You
just
just hit a
switch
button on
again.
your
Exactly.
console and it's
I don't have to
done.
go find the disc and
Yeah.
take it out and put it back in. Worry about my kids destroying it
Or losing it. Yeah.
or losing it
And
or
you also have
eating
the
it.
issue of the space. Like, I think space is the most infuriating part of like consoles right now. Is like how little space you get. Even with a terabyte, it's just minuscule. When a COD game in Warzone takes up 90%
Takes up the
of it.
whole thing.
Yeah,
That's why they be pushing those externals.
I got some for my consoles. It sucks.
So I have a question. When you guys get those externals, do you like write or put a sticky note or some type of noting like which games you have stored on which ones? Or do you just be like, all right, let me try this one, let me try this one, let me try this one?
Professor?
So for me, the Xbox is just a thumb drive that goes in the back. It's a 1 terabyte, I think it is, SSD, and it just goes straight into the back. I have a baggie of like SSDs, but the main SSD that I have that's external from my PC stays with me on the PC at all times. So that way I have 5 terabytes of SSD.
Personally, I have an Excel spreadsheet that
What
lets
the?
me.
A spreadsheet.
No, it's
I was
y'all
not expecting that.
don't
Yano be calling
overthink
his
it.
Yano be
Here I
calling his
am talking
accountant.
about do y'all have sticky notes, and Yano's like, no, we're past that. We have spreadsheet.
Yano has an attorney that he calls just in case, just to like make sure he gets the right one. It's a liquid cool room.
Okay, so here's the problem I ran into a couple years ago. I owned so many games on so many different platforms that I started forgetting what I had on what and started purchasing double copies of things. And it started getting a little expensive, especially since I couldn't even remember logins and I had problems with all kinds of things. So I created a Excel spreadsheet with some help, and I keep track of literally every game, what platform it's on, when it was purchased, whether or not I completed it, and what else was? Oh, and I rated it, and how many players there was, and how whether it was co-op or not. So yeah, it's
Fun factor.
You're taking this spreadsheet real serious.
I love
You
video
have it
games.
filtered too, so you can
It can be filtered.
only show your 4-star or your 5-star game.
It can be filtered.
And it was color coded up until some of the like, for example, Xbox is green, obviously, Nintendo's red, Sega games are blue, PlayStation. That's the other part. I had PlayStation originally as gray, but then they changed their color, and now Sony PlayStation's logo or appearance is blue, so it sometimes is contrast. So I had to change the color, like change it slightly to a lighter blue, just so I know this is Sega and this is PlayStation.
Are you serious about this spreadsheet?
And it's not that big a deal. You asked, so I was just sharing.
He was so excited to bring out his spreadsheet. He got them glasses on point. He's ready. He's got that.
I was waiting for the screen to come down, and he's gonna whip out his little pointer and be like, "Let me show you here."
Now, if you see here in 1997, this game came out.
I gave it a 4-star, but honestly, it had critically acclaimed.
If I can find it, I'll share.
Since it's
I'll show it to
updated,
you guys.
it's moved over to 5.5 stars.
Yeah. I haven't updated it for at least a year, so I'm behind.
Oh, Lord.
I know. I haven't been buying that many games, to be honest with you.
Can't relate.
While Yano is pulling up his spreadsheet of the unlimited games that he has. Unlimited. Yeah, I said it. News topic number 5 is, speaking of, you said you buy 1 copy, maybe 2 of a game to collect it. Skyrocketing. This is from Kotaku by Ethan Gax. Skyrocketing retro game price manipulation controversy goes to court. Wada Games is accused of racketeering and taking too long to ship games back to customers. This is a long article. The market frenzy leading to record breaking prices for retro games appears to have slowed since last year, but frustration over the collectible grading firm at the center of the spike hasn't. Earlier this week, a number of Wada Games customers filed a class action lawsuit attempting to put an end to some of the seemingly shady business dealing that allegedly sparked the recent gold rush in classic games like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda. Filed in the Central District Court of California, the class action lawsuit is on behalf of Jacob Knight, Jack Cribbs, and Jason Dose, as well as other potentially similarly situated individuals. They accuse Wada Games and owner collectors universe of pumping up a bubble around the retro game collecting, misleading customers, and a pattern of racketeering activity. So basically, the way it works is that collectors send their games to Wada to determine how pristine and rare they are. Wada charges fees to expedite the process and a commission of 2% on games valued at over $2,500. And now some of those collectors are claiming Wada ripped them off by hyping up the retro game market and then charging a premium for its services while failing to return games owners sent it to grade in a timely manner.
Wait. So basically, so what ended up happening is they're giving them false grades to get more money.
It seems like because they were holding on to it for so long that they had to pay more to get it graded. Because the higher the value something is, the more money it costs you to grade it. Yeah. So they take the commission.
Basically holding their stuff hostage.
What's that?
That's like they're basically holding the person's property hostage. Like,
a Super Mario 64 with a 9.8 A++ sold for $1.56 million.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
And this mint condition Super Mario 64 only fetched $240,000 at auction in October.
Yeah, because it's a mint 95.
Yeah,
they say how many people are in that class action?
It's a lot of people.
No, there's a lot.
Seeks an injunction requiring WADA to immediately cease making false statements about expected turnaround times for grading services. So they're getting sued more for the fact that they're giving false turnaround times.
I didn't even know that you could I know you can get comic books and cards and stuff graded and minted and put it, but I didn't even know you could do this with video games.
You could do it with anything that has a value.
This is crazy, and I really wish I would have thought about this when I got my Super Mario 64.
The crazy part is that people are actually sending this stuff in. Like, packages get lost in the mail all the time.
All the time.
Like,
could you imagine?
They're taking a big gamble just even doing that.
Yeah, it does suck because then you got to get the insurance on it and pay the insurance just in case it gets lost so you can be reimbursed.
And then you have a chance for it to get broken on the shipping.
Oh, so many times does that happen.
Imagine a $1.6 or $1.56 million Super Mario 64 that you own comes back to you after it's minted and it's just cracked.
Oh, that's sad.
Because you already paid them. They already got their money. So.
Right. And then you gotta, yeah, that's terrible.
Somebody really spent that much money to go knock that penguin off that ice shelf thing.
If they open that,
isn't that crazy?
This happened with this just happened over the whole pandemic too. The whole rise of collectibles in general, everything just went up.
Yeah.
I wonder how much 007 GoldenEye sold for. Probably not as much as Super Mario, right? Like Super Mario's better across all boards, I would say, right?
How much do you think it went for you?
Crap. No. Did you see how big she was? Jesus.
Wait, what?
You wouldn't? I would.
Nah, did you see how big she was?
Yo, Crabmo Snake said, would you tap She-Hulk, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Y'all are nuts.
She'd be tapping me, bro, because she's huge.
Y'all lost your minds.
What? That's not even a question.
How did we even get here?
Somebody in chat, I think.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Do you think Super Mario Bros. 64 is, or Super Mario 64 is the best-selling 64 game?
Yeah,
Probably. Oh, or that or Legend of Zelda.
yeah, that
It's either
or
that, 007 Goldeneye, or that. Yeah, those are
We
the
need
three.
to ask spreadsheet. It has to.
Oh
Ah,
yeah, no, get that spreadsheet up.
what is the best selling N64 game?
Super Mario Bros. Got sold for 2 million, but it wasn't 64.
Let's see here.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're right. It's Super Mario World, Mario Kart, GoldenEye, Legend of Zelda, Smash Brothers, Pokemon Stadium, and then Donkey Kong 64.
Yo, Pokemon Stadium made it. Let's go.
Of course, bro. That was the first like
That was
3D
my favorite.
Pokemon
That was
game.
such a good game, dude.
Which one was number one?
Super Mario 64.
64.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
so
like
the
if you bought a 64 and you didn't buy Super Mario 64, like
the top 10 for the 64 specifically is Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, 007, Ocarina of Time, Smash, Pokemon Stadium, Donkey Kong 64, Donkey Kong Racing. What a good game, by the way. Star Fox 64 and Banjo Kazooie. I'm really glad Banjo got put on there too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Pokemon Snap was below that. Then Majora's
yeah,
Mask, Pod Racer,
I
Episode
can see
1
it.
Racer,
That was a good game.
Yo, that game had insane nostalgia.
then Wave
But
Racer.
that Super Mario 64 sold for 11.9 million.
Wow,
Woo!
that's a
Yo, my
lot of money.
Pokemon Stadium sold for 5.46. That's good.
It's not a bad price actually.
Yeah. Come on, Nintendo. If you can hear this, make another Pokemon Stadium for the Switch. Thank you.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Captain.
Tomorrow.
Yo, imagine Nintendo reaches out me, we want you a part of this. I'm like, bet.
Oh man.
You
Any
guys
of you
would
guys
never see me again. I would be
right?
gone.
You got any of you guys play the Lego games?
Yes.
No,
Oh,
but I heard they did it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, and Star Wars were some of the best ones.
The new Star ones did really well. Really well.
News topic number 6. Off of Kotaku by Zach Swisen. Lego Star Wars becomes first non-Nintendo game to top Switch charts in over a year.
Oh wow.
Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Actually, I think it for April it was the number one selling game.
It was the highest selling. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga did something very few games have done over the last few years. It topped April's NPD Switch sales chart, becoming the first non-Nintendo published game to do so in over a year. And Skywalker Saga not only topped the Switch sales charts last month, but the charts of all other consoles too, according to the latest NPD data. According to the NPD data shared today, the latest family-friendly Lego adventure from TT Games was the best-selling game in April, even beating Elden Ring, which is right behind it at number 2. Should be noted that Elden Ring is also selling very well, even outselling Call of Duty. As
Also,
mentioned,
Elden Ring, to bring up to Elden Ring was at the end of that list. Like, that was at the end of that month. So we'll see more this month from Elden Ring than
right.
we would. Yeah.
As mentioned, Skywalker Saga was also the top-selling game on all of the platforms that NPD monitors, which includes Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. It's snagging the top of the Switch sales charts for April is a big deal, as Nintendo-published games almost always lead the NPD Switch charts. A non-Nintendo title grabbing the top spot is not a common occurrence. The last third-party game to accomplish this feat was Monster Hunter Rise in March 2021. This happened so rarely that I had to dig back quite a lot to find another instance of a non-Nintendo title topping the chart. In fact, the last time it happened was all the way back in April 2019 with the release of Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch. If history is an indicator, it's likely that the Skywalker Saga's time at the top will be fleeting, as non-Nintendo titles rarely repeat this feat 2 months in a row. This is yet another example of how important exclusive games are to Nintendo and its consoles, which probably helps explain why the company has so many bangers lined up for later this year. That's particularly so in comparison to the other consoles, which seem to keep having big exclusives delayed these days.
Yeah.
Like Breath of the Wild.
Is this only on Switch?
No, it's on
That's
PC,
Uh,
next gen consoles. It's on everything.
Because I really like the Lego games.
It looks fantastic. Like, it's really pretty. Also, I wanted to add to that another big gaming announcement that happened this week. Um, what's that BR game called? Not
VR.
Warzone. Yeah, the battle royale. Not Fortnite. The other one, Apex.
Pub.
Apex Legends
Oh.
hit $2 billion in sales this
They
week.
just came out with the
Two.
season.
Yeah, that new season with the new character with
Mm-hmm.
Castle.
$2
So
billion.
That's a lot of money.
in like just like purchases for the season pass and loot
Just
boxes and stuff like that.
cosmetics. Yeah,
That's
free
crazy.
game, by the way. Free game.
Time to make
Free
one.
game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a game where you have to start a podcast.
I'm gonna make a game where you go to my channel and sub to me.
That's the only premise. That is it. Speaking of subbing to your channel, Dax, Twitch came out with some pretty big news.
Oh, I love this. This is such a good topic. Love it.
Yes, it really is. So, for those that do not know, you know,
For all
Twitch
the
channels
artists out
have emotes and stuff, right? You never get to see who made those emotes, but let's watch this.
The borders help a lot.
Yeah.
That is super cool. So for
It
those
is.
that for the audio listeners, pretty much Twitch came out with an emote artist attribute for your channel. So whatever emotes you upload, you can also tag the creator of the emote, and it also tells you when they're live. So yeah, Daxter, you know, you make a lot of emotes and they're all pretty fantastic. How do you feel about this?
I've actually made emotes for 4 channels now. My emotes are on 4 separate channels, and yeah, I really like this. I think it's really cool that all you have to do, one, there's a lot of times where I'll like be in a chat with somebody and I really like their emotes. Like I absolutely love their emotes, and this way I can go, oh snap, that's cool. I really like Wolfie's emotes, or you know, whoever made them or whatever. I just think it's really there's nothing wrong with giving credit where credit's due, and it also helps the artists in general. Not even me, but like every artist across the board. If you like their emotes and their style, you can reach out to them directly that way.
Oh, that's pretty cool too, because if you're the creator and you hop on their channel, you get the artist chat badge.
Right, we get our own
Oh,
badges.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I think it's something that should have been there a long time ago, but I'm really glad that Twitch is like doing this.
You know what that tells me? Twitch is going to forever be evolving until Twitch is no longer the top of the platform of streaming networks. But right now, Twitch is looking at how to, or the people behind Twitch are looking at how to better the platform.
I think YouTube is catching up, and I think them catching up at an exponential rate scares Twitch, and I think that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Oh yeah,
Competition is.
you know, yeah, exactly what you were gonna say.
Yeah.
I am curious.
Did you know that YouTube Gaming just released? They never had gifted subs. Now they just released it.
Yeah,
like 3 days
that's
ago.
a big
Yeah.
deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, competition breeds what? Innovation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a
the
question.
phrase. Yep.
Professor, how do you feel, or how does everyone feel about? I don't know if you saw in the messages, but it also shows that this may be related to allowing these badges to also be, or these emotes to be NFTs. Does that have any? Does that make your no thoughts?
I don't like NFTs.
They're gonna make them NFTs.
that you can make it an NFT. Yes.
Oh, I mean, shoot.
I mean, I guess any way extra way to make money is always a good thing, but I think NFTs are they've already started crashing. I don't know too much about it. I just know that they started crashing like last week, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. But I'm impartial. I don't really care if you have an NFT in a game or if you have an NFT anywhere. Great, as long as it doesn't affect me. I don't really mind.
It's pretty much a risky investment. I mean, but if it does take off, if they do it the right way, especially with the metaverse coming, it could
It's a
be.
non-fungal token or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty much digital ownage.
It's Beanie Babies but digital.
Yeah, it can be all
That's
types of
exactly
stuff.
what it is. Yeah.
Like I don't know, like if I was to put it in like gaming aspect, like you could possibly make like a map for some game, and it'd be an NFT, and then they would have to buy it from you to use it in their game.
Essentially a rookie G. However, the you would have to create it in a digital way so that only you would own the original copy.
Right. So that emote is specifically, if he turned it into an NFT, he would have the rights to that emote, and no one else could use it. Now, can somebody copy and paste it? Yeah, sure. But like, you'd actually have the certificate of ownership, essentially.
Yeah, which means you could make money off of it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you use my stuff,
Technically,
pay
yeah.
me.
It's like
Pay
art.
me.
It's like a really high end art. You know how like if you go to a museum, you can get the original Mona Lisa, for instance, or whatever, or you can get prints of the Mona Lisa.
I
Prints are a
believe
lot cheaper.
Ricky said, "Can you sue?" I believe you can because it's almost like a copyright.
Yeah, you can DMCA them.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated. But enough about NFTs. We're getting to the end of the show, and
Getting to
for
the NFTs of the show.
the NFTs of the show, for those of you that don't know, Rainbow Kisses hosts her own section of the podcast called Rainbow's Pot of Gold, where you guys can join the Discord and ask any questions inside of the thread for getting to the pot of gold, and she'll ask us questions live and we answer them. If that's something you would like to do, the Discord link is in the chat, and yeah, you can ask us questions. So we're gonna go ahead and cut over to that segment right meow.
This is my
Oh yeah,
favorite.
we're about to go to the trippy one. Got it.
I like this part.
People's eyeballs are about to burn out their eyes.
No, I changed it. It was
Shield
too
your eyes.
abrasive.
Shield your eyes, chat. Oh, this is nice. I like the watercolor.
Yeah, this is more subtle. I almost had a seizure last time, so
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to like stare away.
So yeah,
What do
welcome
I
to Get Into the Pot of Gold with Rainbow Kisses. What's up?
Hey guys, I have a few questions for you guys. I'm pretty sure I thought of them at like 3 a.m.
Those are the best questions. She wakes up in a cold sweat and just starts writing.
I'm gonna ask this right now.
Sadly, I've been awake this past week up really late because it sounds like I have two bears sleeping next to me since they've been sick. Oh, but yeah. Alrighty, let's get started. The first question is, what is one of your turnoffs? It can be can be in any type of relationship or people trait in general.
Turn off?
Mhm.
Like, is it sexually or is it a turn off? Like, is in
It can
you
be
like
anything.
It can be anything.
anything?
Mhm.
For me,
I don't like. Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you
nah,
first,
you
man.
go.
Okay, so for me a turn off would be I don't like when people are negative. If negativity breeds negativity. So I'm not a fan of negativity. So if somebody says something like, ugh, it's raining outside and now I guess my day is ruined. You know, that is negativity, and it would be like, ugh, ugh.
Ugh.
Wow. Right. That's my. It's subtle.
So my turn off is bad feet.
I knew somebody was gonna put feet in here. I knew someone was.
Bad feet, moist feet, crusty feet. Like I
So
get
wait,
it.
there's a there's too much moisture, and then there's too much dryness.
You
There's
gotta be right.
You gotta be in the middle.
Like, yeah, it's just feet. Feet. First off, feet are gross anyway. I mean, if you like feet, that's cool, great. But like, if you have bad feet, it's not like I'm gonna hate you, but I'm
Don't
not
put your
gonna
feet on
date
you.
you. So it's a good thing
So
I'm
what do you
married.
do when your kid puts their feet on you? Because
So,
kids just do that for no daggone reason.
so kids' feet are different. They don't count.
Because they
Like,
don't have feet.
What?
no, because like baby feet and the kids' feet, like their feet are so new to the world.
But they can still be sweaty, moist.
moist.
If it's my
Crackles.
kids' feet, it's okay. Other kids' feet, probably not. Because I don't know where their feet been. But yeah, feet.
It's just a tough one. I don't blame you. I
I
don't
have a
want people's feet in
I
my
have a
face.
relationship one, and then I have like just an overarching one. The relationship one for me is jealousy. Never like jealousy. It drives me up a wall. I'm just not a jealous person, so that's probably that one. But the one it's kind of the same as Yano, except a little different. I hate people that complain but don't change. Like if they feel overweight, for instance, but they refuse to go to the gym. I can't stand stuff like that. Like you are in control of your own person. Fix what you can. Don't complain about it. Stop don't woe is me, I guess is the best way that I would put it.
That's your two.
That's my relationship, and that's my just like overarching. I've actually had to cut people out of my life because they just continuously like, woe is me. My life is horrible. You know, I'm overweight. Like whatever it is, and it's just like you can change these things.
I want two. I want one more. Body odor. Not a fan of it.
For real.
Not a fan of it.
Yeah,
That's a turn off for me.
that's a
The
pretty
worst
big
feel
one.
the worst feeling is whenever like you're good until you go out and then you start sweating. And then you have no way of fixing it. Oh, I hate it because even
Look,
if anybody else can't smell you, you can smell yourself. You know what I mean?
Yanonick just tried to do the like play it off like, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh man.
Oh
Oh man.
This is mine. This is what I do. I go. That's my tester.
Gotta stretch with my nose and my armpit.
Why do you keep stretching? My arms hurt.
Oh Lord, what is that from? Oh my
That's
God, what
from,
movie is that from?
Remember the one with this? I'm a superstar.
Yeah.
Is
Got
it
a name.
What is that movie called?
No idea.
Oh man,
Something perfect. No, that's not it.
No.
This is
Anyways,
late 90s, early 2000s.
did we answer your questions, Rainbow, to your satisfaction?
The feet one just threw me off immediately. But yeah, my next question for you guys is: if you could do anything in life without worrying about money, bills, etc., what would it be?
I want to be a pilot.
Oh God.
That was quick.
You
Go ahead, tell them
You
about
can-
your great great granddaddy.
You can't even read chat on time. I don't expect you to fly my plane.
I got this.
Yo, even if he does read chat in time, like he doesn't read it well, you know what I mean? So like he'll be like, you need to take a left at Albuquerque. And then he'll be like, did you say north at like in
Right.
Detroit?
I thought that said landing gear.
Class that mountain twice already.
Why is the ground getting closer and closer? I don't understand.
Take
Oh,
you
Lord.
anywhere you want to go.
Why
Deanna would be
pilot
the
though?
only one. Deanna would be the only one to do this.
I'm about
Take
to
his
get ready
glasses
to
off so he
fly.
can see
Let
a
me
little
take
better.
these off.
Don't need these anymore.
Why a pilot though?
I first off, I have a tremendous fear of flying. And the best way to overcome, personally, my professor's laughing. Oh, come on, guys.
I'm gonna be a
No, it's
pilot because I'm
Duo. He said
terrified.
Duo Code said, "Imagine not reading the dials in order and mixing up altitude and the oxygen."
Oh Lord. Everybody sleep. I must be doing well.
just,
Oh God.
I wanted one. I believe one that would overcome my fear of flying, and then two, I like the idea of being able to go just about anywhere. So,
I actually have a friend who's a pilot. She drives Boeings.
wow.
Yeah. And she'll just travel to like Germany one day and then just take a day.
She
Like,
just has a
chill.
Boeing parked in her driveway.
No. She's an actual pilot. I
Nah,
don't know
I'm
where she
just
flies.
kidding.
But but yeah, that's definitely cool. I don't know if you should, become a pilot to test your fears. So wait until your fears are settled before you do that. But yeah.
If I could do anything in the world without worrying about money and bills and stuff, I would literally. So I saw this. There was this couple that I want to say they sold all their their houses. They quit their jobs, and they traveled to every country in the world with like $300,000.
Yeah.
And they did. I don't know. It didn't take them that long. It was like less than a year. Like they would stay in each place for like 1 or 2 days. But I would do that.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Is that's almost like backpacking?
I
Yeah.
met a guy when I was younger. I was way younger. I think I was like 16 or 15 or whatever. I was working at McDonald's and he came in, he had a bike and he was biking from West Virginia to California. And I was just like, Jiminy, that sounds like such a long trip. I could not imagine like biking, like physical biking, not like a bicycle or not like a motorcycle, like an actual bicycle.
Oh. Oh, that
Yeah.
changes everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I was like, why are you guys not reacting? He's taking a freaking bicycle.
Because I was like, oh, motorcycle, they're
They're-
going cross country. That sounds cool.
Sounds
And then
cool,
you said,
yeah.
no,
then
no,
you said
bicycle.
pedals, and I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah. So
That's
I thought that
that's
was
the
really
dream.
cool, but no,
Uh,
for me, honestly, if I didn't have to worry about money, I would just do every hobby, just everything. You know what I mean? Like I love learning new things. Like if I could be in school forever, I probably would be.
Yeah, like if
But
cost wasn't an issue.
right. But also like comedy and like content creating, like just making people laugh and stuff is what I enjoy doing. So
Can I have two? I want two.
so
I want to do stand up.
Oh, hey, yeah, no.
I would say I would say for me, if money was never an issue, I would just do every hobby. But at the end of the day, I just want to make people happy and laugh and stuff. So
Not trying to steal professors, but stand up sounds amazing.
I can't have anything nice in this podcast, guys.
So
Come
you would
on,
do
Professor Shay.
you would do stand up?
I would love to do stand up, honestly.
You should do it.
Should. You're
Just
right.
do it. You could do
Just
that
do it.
now.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
could
You
do
know,
that.
it's
I-
just like hilarious without even trying. I don't think he realizes it.
I'd-
All right, guys.
I'd come
thanks
to your
for
show.
Thanks for my compliments, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Professor, I loved yours. Yours were great, man. Riding
I
a
thought I
bicycle
pretty-
across the country sounds amazing.
I thought I'm funny, but I guess Yano's the funny one, so whatever.
No, it's different. We laugh with you. We laugh at him.
That's fair. That's fair.
What?
What?
You know, we should do that. You know, we're gonna do an IRL stream. You're gonna do your first comedy show,
Oh my god.
Yo, we
It
should
would
do
be-
a Night Kids comedy show.
And I'm
get a
just-
whole bunch of people.
I just make sure everybody laughs, because I'm just
Laugh.
gonna laugh for no
Yes.
reason.
I don't know if Rainbow remembers, but I did do a stand-up comedy night using what is that one, Rainbow? It's something comedy, the comedy app. And I stood up in front of an audience digitally. This was during the beginning of the
Oh, was
pandemic.
it that VR one?
It was.
Oh my god, that one. Oh my
How did
goodness,
that go?
that's hilarious.
It was a good time. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves. So
Yeah,
that's
and
what
you got to
matters.
hear everybody else's jokes as well. Like it's just hilarious.
I'm
Oh
so
yeah,
for me, I'm so bad at coming up with materials. I'm so like the dream for me as a comedian is to have a heckler. Like that's how I'll do well. You know what I mean? Like if somebody I like to feed off people.
That's how you know you made it if you have a heckler
Yeah, yeah.
or a
For sure.
tackler.
or a tackler.
You saw that
Dave
dude that tried to
Chappelle.
tackle Dave Chappelle,
I heard he
or
got.
did tackle Dave Chappelle?
He got messed. No, he didn't tackle him, did he? I thought he
No,
just
he
got
did.
messed up.
He
Oh,
tackled him,
oh,
but he
okay.
got jacked up afterwards.
Yeah, he did.
All right, we got one last question. Who is one person you'd love to meet and why? Go ahead, Yano. You look like you're bursting at the seams.
Okay, so I feel like we talked about it briefly before starting today's podcast, but I want to switch it up a little bit, and I would like to actually meet a Gandhi.
Who?
Gandhi.
Mahat Gandhi.
Oh,
He
like
said, "Oh,
like the guy who put himself on fire.
Hey,
Like,
Gandhi.
No, I don't think he put himself on. Did he? No, he didn't. That's not how he died, is it? Now it got me second question
what?
myself.
What did he say?"
I thought
He's.
Gandhi caught himself on fire as a
I got-
protest. Am I dumb?
I don't
I,
think you're dumb,
look,
but
I don't know if that's what happened. I just know he was very.
Mahatma Gandhi.
This is not a
He was
history class.
no, he was assassinated. He was assassinated.
So who lit themselves on?
Yeah, where did you get that storyline from?
Why?
Protested.
Why Gandhi?
Because I would like to ask him where his mindset. When did he decide this is the path he wanted to go on in life? Because we're all kind of figuring out our way through life, and he made a decision and he stuck with it for the rest of his life. So I would love. I think I would learn so much from him. To be honest with you, so yes, it would be Gandhi.
Also, to answer your question, it was Thich Nhat Hanh. He's Vietnamese. I don't know his name, but he's a monk who caught himself on fire as a protest
Ooh,
at a busy road
insane.
in Sagan intersection.
that is well, that's one way to protest. I'll say that much. If I could meet anyone, it would be the spider that bit Peter Parker.
Oh,
Cause
that's a cool one.
yeah,
Man spider.
so that way I could be Spider Man.
What a very specific answer and well thought out. Good job.
Like seriously, I've thought about this before.
That's
For
cool.
me, it's my favorite streamer of all time. He is who I actually aspire to be in terms of like
Yanonick?
that he's second, but yeah. He was number one until he took my comedy idea. Anyways, now so this guy, he's actually been to my channel. I've actually talked to him like on Twitter and stuff like that, but I've never like actually. It, it's like me in a concert yelling at a superstar and him being like, "Yeah, I heard you," but it was not the same as like an actual conversation interaction. Co Carnage is
Oh,
mine.
Carnage.
I love Co. He is. If you've seen my channel, it's very close resembling his. Um, he's all about spreading good vibes, and he's kind of like the first one who did it. He's safe for work. He's just an overall good person. He pays his moderators, which I plan on doing once I, make it a certain big. Um, he has like mod days. He just does everything that he can. He's been in games, movies. He's voice acts now. Like, just awesome.
That's pretty cool.
He's just a good person, and it's very hard to. It's really rare to find somebody who's just a good person on this platform. You know, especially people that have made it like big streamers.
I
Awesome.
looked them up, or at least I'm looking them up right now, and I love how clean the stream looks. I'm gonna check him out further, but I was looking at, unfortunately, I saw he had the check mark. I don't know. It's just something that popped into my head. I was like, he has a check mark with only 1,400,000,
39 million.
and then I was just like, wait a second, that's an M. Yeah,
For
that's
a
cool.
many people.
Yeah, he has many people. No, he's a good person. He gives back. He literally. So I made a tweet on Twitter when Ghost of Tsushima came out. I'm like, man, I really wish that I had the money to get this game so I could watch Code because I don't want it like spoiled for me. He came to my stream that night and donated $75.
Ooh,
Oh,
Like
ballin'.
just because he could. Like he didn't have
That's
to,
awesome.
obviously. It's just
that is awesome.
really cool stuff. I've messaged him on like his thoughts on like growing on the channel and all that stuff, and he's actually responded with a well thought out answer. It wasn't just like, I don't know what to tell you, kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, awesome person.
Super
Cool.
awesome.
Rainbow, was that the last question?
That was. You guys only get 3.
Only
Oh, no.
3. All right, you guys need to go on the Discord. Make sure you guys ask some more questions so you can get to know us more, or just ask us crazy questions that we will answer.
Yeah, as
Before
you
we
can
get
see,
out
we
of
talk
here,
about feet.
yeah, feet, crusty feet, moist feet. So you got to be somewhere in the middle. All right, last thing before we get out of here. Games coming out this week. This is brought to you by Game Informer. New releases coming out this week is Umurangi Generation on Xbox Series XS, Xbox One. That actually came out today. Vampire the Masquerade, Swan Song, P5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And I believe Vampire. I don't think this is the same Vampire, but it could be. But that's coming out on PS Plus, and that's probably, if you don't have that game, you should try it. It's really good. Dolmen, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on the 20th. And that's your games coming out this week.
Pretty dry this week.
Yeah, it is a slow week for releases because a lot of games did get delayed.
Also, this is around the time when games start calming down. We won't see like
Yeah.
a huge influx until like October-ish.
Yeah, because we got like
Summer break and
Summerfest, E3. Everybody's making big announcements, or will be making big announcements. And that is it for the show, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the show, please check us out. The podcast is on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. I will post the link in the chat. You can check out our Anchor page.
Also, guys, if anybody's in here who hasn't yet, make sure you guys follow. We need 50 followers so that we can work towards affiliate. That way we can start working on getting seen more through the algorithm. So if you guys haven't yet, please make sure to do that.
We're almost there. And if you guys go on Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating. I don't care if it's a 1-star rating. The ratings help regardless. Let's find, yeah. Where can we find you guys? Are you guys streaming this week? What's going
on? So this week I will be going out of town, and I won't be back for roughly about 2 or 3 weeks. Let's see here. But for updates as to when I will be returning to stream, you can find me at Twitter at NK_Yanonick, or at Twitch .tv/Yanonick.
You did better. Dax, where can we find you, man?
Hi. It is Professor Daxter. You can find me on Twitch at Professor_Daxter or Professor Daxter on Twitter with a space. Professor Daxter with a space. I'm also doing YouTube now, so if you guys wouldn't mind following there. I've been working my butt off. I actually don't know how YouTube works when it comes to like the actual channels, but here's a link if you guys want. I'm just trying to get some viewership on there if you guys could help. If not, that's fine too. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.
Rainbow, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter, X_Rainbowkisses. What about you? Where can we find
You can find me, BTG, at Black and Tie Guy Plays on Twitch, Black and Tie Guy Plays on IG, and NK_BTG Plays on the Twitter. Let's find somebody to raid, guys.
Sorry, I got hella distracted. I got 3 subscribers since we've been doing the podcast.
Nice.
Wow.
Also,
Yes.
make sure to join the Discord. The Discord is something that we're trying to get more and more active, and make it easier for everybody to talk. And you can also know when we're all live and any updates with any of us. So
Very true. And you'll also be updated on the podcast, but you guys can see us here every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, unless otherwise posted. We got anybody to raid today?
Ryu Hashira is live right now. I believe doing a crew battle in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Sounds dope. Give me the name.
I'm posting it right now. Ryu Hashira. Just wait till we get in there. If he's in the middle of a match, I think we might need a few seconds, but he's going to give or do a great job of welcoming in everyone being rated in. So stick around.
Oh, also another really cool point before we raid out. I am starting voice acting. I'm going to get some lines, and I'm going to start doing.
Congratulations!
I want to do narration specifically, like the narrator, because I have that kind of voice. So.
You're one step closer to doing every hobby.
That's the goal. That is the goal.
All right, thank you guys for joining. And see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.
Later.